Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Shower Thoughts with Sarah Schauer. So let's take a shower in half an hour with rocket power. Kids used to say that all the time to me. When I was younger, I had blonde hair and people called me Golden Shower, and I was like, can we please make it Champagne Shower? And they're like, nah. So I had to dye my hair red. Also, I dyed my hair red because that stupid South Park episode, they were like, it was like Kick a Ginger Day, and like in high school, people would come up to me and kick my shins. So like I just alternated between red and blonde because I was bullied for various things. So this is going to be a continuation of embarrassing stories, except it's like guy related stuff or people I've dated or just embarrassing shit in general. So what I'm going to start off with is I'm so stupid. I don't know how to impress people because I've just been kind of very strange for a large part of my life. I have no idea what's appropriate to say or what's not to say, and so I have no idea how to impress people. Uh, so when I was in elementary school, there was this one time where we had Fear Factor, and I don't know if you remember what Fear Factor is, because I definitely don't, so I can't explain it properly. I'm assuming it was fear and factor, different things that put you in a state of fear. That's the gist of the show. I've never truly watched it, but we had a Fear Factor competition when I was in elementary school, and my thing was like a food challenge. We had a group of people in my class, and the teachers came up and they're like, "Do you guys want to do the food part of Fear Factor?" And I was all for it because I didn't want to touch bugs, I didn't want to exercise. So me and my group of friends were like, "Yeah, we'll do the food part." And I need to tell you that in my group of friends, there was this guy that I really liked. His name was Jesse, and I was like, I'm gonna impress this little kid. So the teacher was like, Sarah, all you need to do is take a bite out of an onion. And I was like, fuck yeah, I love onions. I'll raise you one, and I'll eat the entire thing. And so they were like, no, 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 you don't need to do that. No one's asking you to do that. And I was like, I hear you, but I'm not listening. I'm gonna eat this entire onion. So they go around the Fear Factor thing, and like people are running, doing relay races, touching bugs, and then they get to our food section, and they're like, Sarah, you start. So I was like, I got this. I took a massive bite of the onion, and I just kept eating the onion. And I was slowing down my entire team because I literally only needed to take one bite. But I was like, fuck it, I'll eat it all. So I was just eating this entire onion, and I was just looking at Jesse, and I was like, Jesse, I started to cry. Like I'm not picking my nose. I have a septum piercing, and it didn't even hurt that much. Like I had my septum pierced, and it was like painless. No, okay. So I was eating this entire onion, just slowing down my entire team, and I was looking at Jesse crying, and I was like, do you think it's how I can eat this entire thing without stopping? And he's like, I don't even. What the fuck? So that was embarrassing, but that's only part one. Part two, impressing people with food. Still like Jesse, a couple months down the line, it was summertime and we were at daycare. Not so much daycare, but like a summer campish day thing. So the teacher gave out popsicles, and I got like a double popsicle that was grape. And I told Jesse, I was like, Jesse, did you know that I'm not phased by brain freeze? And he said, what? And I was like, I'm not phased by brain freeze. It doesn't affect me. I can eat all the ice cream I want, and I won't get hurt by it. And he's like, that's BS. No way. And I was like, yeah, way. Let's watch me do this. So I took him and his friends gathered around, and I was like, Jesse. So I took the popsicle, I started eating it, just biting into this popsicle, and I got halfway through it when I started screaming again. I was in so much fucking pain. I like was crying, and I was still looking at Jesse like, Jesse. Like he did. I don't understand why he didn't love me after that. But like I was eating this popsicle, I was getting massive brain freeze, but I couldn't let him know. But I think he found out from the screaming and the crying that I was phased by brain freeze. Why is that even something that you would try to impress someone with? Who the fuck is like, that girl is just like completely unbothered by temperature? That's so hot. Like if anything, that's like an indication of leprosy. But I was like 7 and like, I'm so cool I'm a fucking idiot. Here's a story about going on a date with a guy. So my friend Tyler, since I've been single, she has told me to say yes to any guy who asks in person or on Tinder or Bumble or where a social dating app, you know, people get judged by how they look. So say yes to people and just try it. Just like open yourself up to more people. So I was like, you're right. I feel like I'm being too judgmental. I'm just going to say yes to the first person who asks. So I get on Tinder and match with this guy. He looks super nice. He like it says like he volunteers, like he loves like the American Red Cross. So I'm like, tight. That's so cool. So he asked me out on a date. And I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go. So we go to this restaurant and he's telling me about himself. He's you know, where he works and stuff like that. And he's like, yeah, I work closely with the American Red Cross because I donate a lot of blood. And I was like, that's cool. You donate like a lot of blood. He said, yeah, I like to donate blood every 6 weeks. I donate like a pint. I love holding the bag of blood in my hand and feeling the bag fill up with blood. And I was like, that's fucking great. Good for you. That's absolutely terrifying. Then he told me, he's like, yeah, I can donate so much blood. You have no idea how much blood I have. And I was like, so I looked it up and I was like, well, like someone your height and weight would probably have like 1.5 gallons of blood. And he's like, yeah, you know how much blood I have, but you don't know how much blood I have. And I was like, what the fuck does that mean? Do you keep it? Do you keep the blood you donate? He just tell me how he'd love to hold a bag of blood and how he donated so often. And it's just, we didn't talk again. So this story, I actually dated this guy for a very long time. He was my first high school boyfriend, and I thought he was so swell. So he was a skateboarder, and we got out of school every day at 2. And my house was on like a 3-way intersection. So it was where the bus dropped us off. Like everyone walked out onto my driveway. I went inside, everyone just chilled out in my driveway. But that's besides the point. So there was a high school drop-off and a middle school drop-off. And high school got out at 2, and middle school got out at 3:30. So we got out at 2, and me and this guy I was going to go on a date with, he's like, I'm going to run home. He lived down the street. I'm going to run home, change, and I'll come by, and like we'll walk to 7-Eleven or whatever. You know, like high school dates. I go inside. I come back out. I'm waiting for him. I sit on top of my brother's car, and I see him skateboarding down the hill. And he's going super, super fast, like speed waddles. And so he gets to my driveway, and he just hits the curb that goes up to my driveway, and he just dives head first into the cement. I don't know what it was, but he just didn't catch himself. He pin needle like into the driveway, and he just passed out for like 10 minutes. And so I was like, holy shit, is he dead? So I go to pick him up, and I'm trying to pull him into the grass, and the middle school drop-off bus comes by, and they're just the skateboard is in the road, and so like the bus is just like stopping way too soon so it doesn't hit the skateboard, and like all these kids are looking out the window as I have like both of my arms hooked under this kid's armpits just trying to pull him into the grass. He's probably in a coma, like hitting her head that hard. So all these middle school kids get out and they're like, is he dead? And I'm like, no, he's not fucking, and I check like his neck. I was like, no, he doesn't seem to be dead. So it was like our first date, and I just was sitting there just like staring at him, waiting for him to get up. And it was just like, and the thing is like his arms and his legs were perfectly straight. So it just looked like he fell asleep just perfectly straight. So I was just sitting there, and then he woke up and he was just super confused. He didn't even go to the hospital after that, but that's another embarrassing guy story. This is what I mean. I don't know how to pick them. Those are like 3 little short stories about how I'm not good with guys, or guys aren't good with me. So I want to start like vlogging and making like DIY stuff. Not like I want to make it ironically. You know, I'm not like, this is how you sew a wedding dress. Like it'd be obvious that it was a joke. Another thing, I may start a Patreon for a camera and a microphone and a light, because the stuff that I'm borrowing right now is not mine. It's my friend Wes's, and he's moving in about a month. And I still want to keep doing YouTube, but I don't have the proper equipment, as you can tell from my first and second video. So I'm going to link it below if I do start it. If you like this video, if you like my channel, if you like me, you should follow me on Twitter, because that's where I thrive. And then, that's a lie. Instagram is where I just kind of barely register as a live. My Instagram is so bad. If you want to follow it, you should. But I do use my Instagram stories to talk about funny little stories that would probably never make it into a YouTube video. Other than that, like and subscribe if you want to. This is just a casual thing. I put up videos every Sunday about stupid shit. I think I'm going to transition into some funner stuff. That's pretty much it. I will see you guys next Sunday and have a great Memorial Day weekend. It's actually almost over, so never mind. I hope you don't forget the reason for the season, and that is coming up next week. All right. Bye, guys.